Mate, it's so fucking thick. Like, literally, as if the roads are just sludgy, but the actual snow, well, it's pretty mad. It's pretty mad. Who would have thought, eh? Coming out to sit in the snow. Oh, bollocks. Oh no, here we go. Thought I'd left my lighter. It's quite thick considering. Literally. Ah. Well, I know what I'm doing today, mate. Bacon tray. Find a hill and sliding down it, mate. Literally. As if I ain't even lit the spliff yet. Oh, mate. Imagine flying in this weather. That was a job I had once. I worked at Gatwick Airport for like 4 months, de-icing planes. Like, my job was a cleaner, yeah. Like, I applied for a position that they advertised as a cleaner, and then fucking, I was like, oh, you'll be cleaning planes. So I thought, oh, fine, yeah. Like, the interview was proper, like, fucking scary and hard. It was like you was fucking going into a gang, mate. Like, literally. Like, it's proper fucking... Yeah, mate. I mean, I would never pass the security checks to work at the airport now, like, literally, never. But back then, like, I was proper, like, green, straight arrow. But yeah, they was like, oh, you'll be cleaning planes, da-da-da-da. And then finally I got there, and then fucking... I wasn't cleaning planes, I was fucking de-icing planes, like, literally. And you fucking... on this massive fire engine type thing, which just squirts this, like, thick gel on the outside of the plane. You've got to coat the wings, coat everywhere, and it's to stop the plane from effectively falling out the sky. Like, it creates like a special layer on the plane to allow it to still fly. But yeah, man, they do pretty well. Because I was gonna say fuck flying and trying to land when it's like all icy like this and sludgy, but yeah, they fucking properly fucking get this de-icer and just psh, everywhere on the planes, the runway, everything, like, literally. Mate, it was quite mad, like, literally quite mad. and other places are completely covered in snow. Like literally the front. It's good to see that everyone's driving slow though, because some people properly tear it round in the ice, and that sludge, you'll just be like, you'll be spinning, mate, because it's properly like fucking laid on there. It's not too bad compared to what I've seen, but yeah, for England it's like, what? Although Manchester, Birmingham, they had snow like weeks ago, literally weeks ago, because my mate was driving down from fucking Huddersfield in the snow, mate, and he had all these different videos of fucking the motorway, and it's just fucking nuts, like properly just covered in snow. Are you serious? Yes, mate. It's so sick seeing all the snow, and like people not realising that it's snowing. Like there's a few people looking out their windows now. Like he's up there rolling a fag. Man, get a bit gassed. Get a bit gassed. Love a bit of snow. Anyway, stay blessed for now. So I just made myself a bacon and egg sandwich sort of thing. I come back from the bus ride. It was a bit dead in the end, so there's some places a bit closer that I can go for a walk and just walk through the snow. But for now I thought I'd come back and get some food. I'd also forgotten tobacco, so yeah, I just had to make do with the spliff that I had before I left. But anyway, I'm going to chill and eat this, and then go for another walk in a bit. But I thought I'd just save myself some money rather than going to McDonald's. I'll just make it. So boom. It's not actually too cold, believe it or not, but it has stopped snowing. But it's quite thick. Like it's quite thick. Like you can make a decent snowball. They got 3 snowmans going on there in the park, and yeah. But depending on this weather, I need to get myself a fucking board of some sort. I could even make one. And then find a hill. Otherwise it's all chilled. It was nice to get out though and go for a nice long walk, and then come back and get some food. I can't believe I forgot tobacco as well, but it's okay. I mean, I got it now, but yeah. It's nice to smoke outdoors as well, because I've just been smoking indoors. Like, sometimes it's just nice to just have that breath of oxygen as well as smoking. A mix of the two. Life is all about balance. Very bright on the eyes. Need them ski goggles, literally, so you don't get dazzled. I may try out a daytime live stream. I've never live streamed during the day. I always normally wait until the night, but yeah, because I keep meaning to go live and then I just forget. So yeah, not forget but fall asleep. So yeah, anyway, stay blessed for now. So boom, on my way to pick up Draw, mate, and I thought I'll just come on, say wagwan, as it's been a bit of time since I last updated, considering I'm trying to go for a little streak with the videos. But yeah, it's all good, mate. Like, it's all good. The weather is cold, but so is what it is. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But otherwise, looking forward to pick up Draw. Weed has been lasting me a little bit longer than usual, purely because I changed dealers and it's gotten to a way better point. So way better. So that's fine, like no troubles there. And yeah, there's a housing construction site, and it's rumoured that they found a mass graveyard there, which is a bit suspicious, but that's a classic case of the corporation. These big companies, yeah, they're just used as fronts for other things. And then, which makes it even bigger trigger to tip you off, is a simple fact of there's no news coverage of it. Like, normally something like this will be in like a local post or anything at all, like anything. There's literally nothing. Not that I rely on news sources anyway, if they were to put something in the news about it, but it's a case of it's just a bit suspicious, in it, because, well, they could say anything. Like, they could say anything, but normally they'll be like, oh, this, try and fearmonger everyone, and then they just haven't said anything. So why would you try and cover it up? Like,
surely that would be worth the news if you're going to put something on the news. But yeah, anyway, c'est la vie. But literally, c'est la vie. But I'm on good vibes, mate. Like, literally, I'm on good vibes. I've been feeling a bit mopey and just yeah, I don't know, just fed up, I guess. But otherwise, yeah, it's fine. Like, it's not that deep. Like, it's not that deep. And I'm also been thinking how glad I am to be in a different situation, and the fact of it can always be worse. Like, I'm grateful because, well, for starters, it's a case of I could have easily got myself into so much shit if it wasn't for this whole fucking scam. So in a subconscious way, like unintentionally, it has sort of saved me in some ways, because yeah, I know I'd be involved in so much bullshit I just don't need to get myself involved in. Secondly, safety. Secondly, I think it's a case of well, knowing my limits in terms of what I can be involved in and what I can't be involved in, and certain situations and certain people that I can be around and certain people that I can't be around. What else? Relationships. Like, yeah, I've been fucking feeling incredibly lonely. Like, literally nothing to do with a fucking scam, just in general. And yeah, it's annoying because I find that people will only contact me if they want to wish me something bad, or if they're just simply just trying to find out like my life is going well, but then at the same time how they can ruin that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, people will say, oh, how are you? I'm just checking in to make sure you're right, when they're not. They're just trying to sabotage me, like, literally, and you can see through it plain as day. And some people will say, oh no, you can't think like that, blah. But it's like, you can, because people are like that, and they will be like that. Like, there's nothing I can do about it, and that's been proven 10 times over. So I'm not talking shit, mate. Like, literally, I'm not just like paranoid and just thinking that people are out to get me when they're not. Like, people do not want to see you do nice things. Like, literally, they'll see you in the gutter and criticize you about doing all the wrong things, but then when you change your act and you get it together, they don't want it. They're not happy about it. Like, they're not happy that you're getting your act together. So I just have to be a bit solitude, which brings it back to the whole lonely point. But I'd rather be lonely and have absolutely no one than to have a lot of people, or the illusion of having a lot of people, but really they do not have your best interests at heart. Like, literally. So for me, I just had enough, mate, and I've said fuck it. Like, literally. But then I sometimes forget, because I get myself worked up about old situations, reliving it, because that's all I have. I don't have anyone actual to fucking annoy me, but I just think of past situations that have annoyed me, relive them, and then fucking moan about them and how I could have avoided the situation or gone a different route about dealing with it. But at the same time, it is what it is, because at the end of the day, I know that I don't regret anything that I've done. But then at the same time, I'm also grateful that I haven't overreacted in certain cases and situations. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, literally, that is pretty much it. But anyway, I'm getting close now, so I'll shut off here, and I will speak to you in a moment when I continue on. Stay blessed now. So boom, I await patiently for some food, mate. So literally, I've got a delivery coming from Sainsbury's. Yeah, I've been, as I said before, I've been getting home shopping in, because basically I've been having a few situations, shall we say, with the staff within the supermarket. So regarding the whole scam and wearing a mask and walking around the entire supermarket before you can fucking do anything, Like literally it just, anyway, so I've gone for the home shopping where they'll just deliver it to the door and even bring it up the stairs. So like literally it makes way more sense to have it that way than to have to go through all the rigmarole and bullshit or fucking this. So yeah, but that being said, I'm considering on getting KFC because well, I haven't had KFC in a while. I went from KFC every day to nothing at all, completely cold turkey, if you pardon the pun. And yeah, even though it'd be cold chicken, but never mind. Anyway, yeah, that's that. So I'm debating whether to get KFC or not. That's basically what I'm saying. Because I'll get food later, but that's later, innit? Like, and I want something now to snack on before I have a zoo. So we'll see. Like literally, we'll see. Oh. Not this one. There's a road that I like to go up, which I consider a shortcut. So we'll see which one it is. But then if I'm getting KFC, I'm gonna have to go. Anyway, I don't know. Literally, all I know is I can't wait to smoke a zoo. But I wanted to smoke outside. But yeah, these droplets on the Rizzlers, yeah, it's not the one. So I think what I'm gonna do is just roll it inside, eat inside, and then smoke in the garden. Literally, because otherwise, yeah, done for, mate, done for. Nope. Although I can go down any one of these tracks, but I just don't know the route. I don't know the route. Long. Not too bad, but yeah. But I'm glad to be out. Mate, and pushing forward. And yeah, grateful for not having no dickheads in my life and being able to wake up with a clear head, not having to worry about anything. Do you know what I mean? Who's the next person that's going to try and fucking snake me? It's just, yeah. But like I said, I have to remind myself this. I also want to do a read through, like an audio book, I guess, version of my journal from my travels, and also specifically from my time in prison, because there's some really interesting things in there in terms of how I was feeling, how I was thinking. And it's annoying because regardless of length, prison is prison, right? And obviously if you're in there years, it's a lot easier to well, it's not easier, but I'd feel like you just know and that's it. Whereas if you know you're getting out, you've got to tiptoe on the balance, especially as I'm no kingpin. You know what I mean? I don't fucking go in and out of prison. I don't make a habit of it. It's not something that I enjoyed. I mean, the experience was amazing, but in terms of your physical being locked away, like, yeah, it's not the one. Like, literally, it's not the one. So for me, it's just like, I read back like maybe 2 pages and it's just like, boom, like, it was almost like getting punched in the face, because I don't know, like, when you're in prison, yeah, you have all these expectations of like this and this, and this is gonna go well, and this is gonna happen, and I'll do this and I'll do that, and la-di-da-di-da. But it's just like, I don't know, it's just like a false sense of reality, really, because you can't really fully tell like what life will be like. And also when you do come out eventually, it's a case of like, there's not really anything for you, like, and like you don't realize like the illusion, like, because like when you're inside, there's nothing else. You're literally like, oh, I can't wait to do this, I can't wait to do that, and because there's nothing else, that literally is the be all and end all of life. But then when you do get out, and then you've got the whole world and everything's just running by you, you're literally suddenly become nothing again. Like, and obviously, yeah, you can have the ideas, yeah, you can stick to those ideas and move forward with them, but then at the same time, it's just a case of, I don't know, it's hard. Like, it's hard to stick to the ideas once you're out and pursue them, and you almost automatically forget everything you've learned from your experiences, whether it be past or present. So for me, I don't know, it's just one of them ones. Like, it's just one of them ones. It's just, anyway, long story short, I had to put it away because I just couldn't really mentally focus on what was going on, because that I had actually been through that, whereas now I forget. Like, literally I forget. I forget, I get moody and upset and miserable and depressed, and I forget what I've actually overcome and what I've been through and what I wanted to do and what I can do now. I just completely forget, and it all just goes out the window, and I hate that, because there's no real formal, like, mental preparation to be like, right, this is, now you know what you want, now you know what you can do and what you can't do mentally. Like, you can make moves, but there's nothing to say this is how you stick to that mindset. Like, it's just down to you, innit? Like, literally, it's just your own fault, your own problems, blah blah blah. You choose to feel this way, blah blah blah, and that's not always the case. Like, it's not always the case. So yeah, I don't know how to deal with it, but I am grateful. Like, I'm grateful, that's one thing that's 100% certain. Like, I'm grateful, but at the same time, it's hard to figure out, like, how to balance it. Life, basically, life. But like I said, it could always get worse. So I don't want to be like, oh, me, woe's me, this problem, because it's like not that deep. But for me, in my mind, it's still like something that needs to be rectified. But it's just, how is it going to be rectified is the question. Like, I don't know. So, but yeah, anyway, I think after this I'm gonna get KFC. I am gonna get KFC. Fuck it, like, literally, fuck it. And yeah, head back. I was gonna smoke in the park, but I'll head back, smoke in the garden under shelter and relative warmth, because I know I can just come back in just like that. So yeah, anyway, that is all for now. I'll get my food, I'll head back, and then I'll continue on once I've rolled a joint and all of that is all ready. So yeah, stay blessed for now. I'm back with effect, mate. I ain't rolled the fucking joint yet. I'm gonna eat some food first, and then from there we can roll. Not bad. The chips never impress me, and you have to eat them straight away. If you don't eat them straight away, then they're finished. Like, you just throw them away. Like, I never eat cold fast food chips, specifically KFC or McDonald's. But yeah, got some wings, mate. Anyway, I'm gonna eat this. Roll the split. Take it from there. stay blessed for now. I decided I'll just smoke in here because yeah, smoking outside ain't the one. Dry the tobacco makes it burn so slow. Need to probably toke it. There will be a live stream again at some point, I think probably tonight. And yeah, so I'll continue on then. Maybe before the live I'll round up the video, but until then, yeah, I'm just chilling. Pleased to have weed, had my food, and yeah. Anyway, stay blessed for now. So here we are again, mate. I decided to come outside and just, yeah, automatically. It was just a magnet of just different energy. But I got there in the end. I was sat on the bench, smoking a zoo. And I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to tell a story, right?
And then basically, yeah, like loads of people just started coming over to me. And then it was just, yeah, just a bit, just a street people, just, and I was just telling one story to this one woman who gave me some really like crucial information, and like also like changed the perspective of my entire life. Not entire life, but a good chunk of it, which affected like loads of stuff, but I hadn't seen them since that time, like literally. And it's just like a chain of events that happened that was just so like, yeah. And if it wasn't for the, anyway, don't worry. So I seen her and I was like, yo, and explained the situation and the story as to why I was sitting on a bench smoking. And then, yeah, everyone else just like, oh mate, they all just started coming over and just being so rowdy and just like, just killing the vibe, mate. Anyway, that was it. And then I come over here, that just took about an hour. And then in the meanwhile, I had like a phone call that was just like, ugh, mate, it just, I didn't need to deal with that. And then nothing bad, but just like forms and that, like, it's just like, oh, long, like literally long. So now I just finally got to sit down and smoke and chill, and I'm going to tell the story. Although my light is fucked, well, literally it's proper fucked.
So there's something.
Anyway, that was a bit long. I was smoking on that Star Dog. Although it's coffee shop kind of weed, like in terms of strong. So yeah, hybrid, I believe is the word. Anyway, the story is, I was working a festival one time. Like, this is like, so I didn't smoke. This is when I didn't smoke, right? And I was working a festival one time, and basically, I was with a company that was like, it was like, it was good, but then I don't know, it was like one of them kind of like shell, I don't know, like empty shell sort of companies, because it's like, I don't know, like they've got good like, so they had like, basically, if it was at a festival, yeah, we'd have like quad bikes and things like this, and like we'd have a command post and CCTV and just like response units and dog units, and like, we had a lot of equipment at our disposal for one event, in terms of like security and safety and first aid and medics and paramedics and medic tents and ambulances and like everything, like literally just so many different things, like amnesty bins, like all different departments and different like organizations and charities. So it's sick, but then I don't know, like sometimes it's just like a strain, like it's just a strain. And then like the pay was like, wasn't as great as what I could have been earning. And then yeah, so anyway, sorry, offered just a little bit of a background story, a build up, but the story actually is like, I was working there and like it was kind of like semi-strict, like it was semi-strict, which is why I was explaining, like semi-strict, but then I don't know, and this is in times when I didn't smoke weed, so I was just like, yeah, I just was like, okay, fine. And basically a guy that I knew was on a search team, and he had found a grinder, a gold grinder, not actual gold obviously, but just a gold grinder. And basically Like, he gave it to me. It was like, oh mate, do you want this? Like, don't know why he thought I'd want it, but I was like, oh yeah, okay, fine. Because I had a friend who was literally always smoking weed, and like he would smoke weed all the time around me and everything. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, I wouldn't be against him. Like, it was a bunch of friends, but at the same time, I would like never like smoke weed until one day I did smoke weed with him. But like, yeah, mate, that's like, oh mate, that's a whole nother thing in itself. But yeah, the point is, like, I took this grinder back to him, but I remember it'd be stinking, like it was full of keef, like everything, like there's loads of weed in there, like it was stuck, like it was all stuck in the grinder, like everything. It was like a full on, like, yeah, decent grinder, but I had no idea. Like literally, I just bought a grinder home. I was like, oh, go here you go, mate. But literally, like this, I did message him and say, look, I've got this grinder, blah blah blah, and he was like, oh, that's sick, da 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 da. I was like, there you go. And literally, he went mental, like literally, he went so crazy, like literally. So, oh mate, it was funny though. It was literally so funny. But that was just a story that I thought of. No, but the reason why I tell that story is because it was supposed to be like a quick story, but then now it's just a completely different story the way I've told it, because of everything that's happened before I told that story when I was supposed to tell it in the first place. But yeah, that's basically the bottom line. Like, I found a grinder. Well, someone gave me a grinder and I took it home for my friend. But it was like a massive deal for me to do that, because it's just like, what, like, it's like confiscated property. You can't dip in the bins. I mean, now I do that all the time. Like, I used to do that a lot when I was in the Netherlands at the airport, like just dip in the amnesty bins for weed. Like when times are tough, mate, you just go to the airport, man, and you just get free weed. But yeah, although all that's soon to be changing, so everyone keeps telling me. But literally, everyone's like obviously knowing about my damn travels. They keep mentioning about this whole fucking no smoking in coffee shops for foreigners and people that are from abroad and not being out. Yeah, it's true. Like, yeah, it's like that when you go out there, especially if you go to like rural places that don't like it, which is understandable. Like, it's been like that for a while. Like, it's not news to me. Hey, this lighter is dead. It works, but just outside really puts your fire starting skills to the test. And it's not good to dwell on the past, but I often think about the amount of weed that I've come into contact with and just didn't really care. And it's the case of, if you could go back and have that now, then shit. Like, that's nuts. And I remember, yeah, the second time I was in Africa was in Ghana. The first time was also in Ghana, but the first time I was in Africa, second time, sorry, I was doing this internship, right? And it was with the Foreign Office, the government, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, I know. Like, like always saying all the government. But like, if you're doing certain things, like there's certain things that there are decent jobs that you can do within the government. Like, it's not all shit. Like, even though like everyone, not everyone, me, like says, oh, the government. But like, do you know what I mean? It's not all shit. Like, the actual establishment, if you look back to like 2005 to 2012, like, it was pretty decent. It's pretty decent. And then the knowledge before that is just like history of public services and policing is in particular, and the fire service as well. Just like history lessons in terms of that. Like,
being involved in that, and then they teach you like the history and then the posters and plaques on the wall and like different old firefighters that still come in and talk to you, and like old policemen that will come and talk to you, and museums and like original policing tactics where it was just like properly like just, I don't know, it was just different. And then now like with technology it's just kind of like changed how it is, which is why I've become so like because you can't actually be a human about it. It has to be very rigid and just structured, and everything is just about targets and just categories and division and just a divide, and just keeping just a gentle balance of enough violence and enough richness, and just, I don't know, it's just but yeah, for me, I feel back then the better days, like it's just me having this conversation, it kind of refers to the sunscreen song. Yeah, and I'll actually put that in the video at the bottom if you haven't heard of it. But yeah, it's it reminds me of that because it's just like yeah, okay. But yeah, otherwise sorry, I lost my train of thought. Weed, how much weed I've come into contact with and confiscating weed. So I'm in Ghana, right? And the last 2 weeks of this internship that I was doing, because bearing in mind it was all in like offices and this and this and this, you get driven in cars and like you never come into contact with any problems, or you don't see local people, and if you do, it's just like in a controlled environment and you have like people with you and blah blah blah. But otherwise, this last 2 weeks of the internship was just me just out on my own with these coppers, yeah, and it was just like, oh mate, okay, so basically the British government had built a community policing unit, yeah, in a place called Tesno in Accra, which is the capital, yeah. So they built this community. It's a brand new state-of-the-art police station, like, and it's like, I say state-of-the-art, but it's like got everything for what they need, and it's like they got 2 trucks there and like cars and like, you know, they got commanders there, everything. Like they got a whole nice, decent police station, like a nice functioning police station. So their job is to go out into the community behind and just basically integrate and say, look, okay, this is why we're here, blah blah blah. So I went out with them, but then that was the only time when I actually got to see like Africa first time, and Ghana specifically, and what it was like in terms of the market, the people, local life. Like, do you know what I mean? Just like washing your clothes, like hand washing, like cassava, or like pounding it and shit, and like fucking sugar cane, like all these mad stuff, like fish, and just like everything's just open, and then you've just got like a Bunsen burner like flame to keep all like the flies away. Like me, it was just nuts, like literally it was nuts. So for me, like seeing all of this, I was just like, this is bad. But obviously, like we're still like on patrols, so me being me, I was like, oh, there's a train, I want to get on the train. I was like, oh, but bearing in mind this train is like some broken, dead out train, like it's just like so like smashed to pieces, like, but it works because it's locomotive, so it doesn't matter, like it just still goes, like literally there's no electricity in the tracks. So for me, walking on the tracks was completely nuts, because it was like, what, like literally what? So okay, fine. Anyway, after this, like literally we go up on this train, like literally I'm walking all the way down, like literally I like to climb on, I'm like a bit sketched because obviously it's just this random deserted train, but supposedly works. Anyway, walk all the way down, and then there's this guy crouched down at the end, yeah, and he's just like bagging up loads of weed to carry a bag. But bearing in mind this paper bag, yeah, is literally the size of a brown like shopping paper bag. It's not no small like baggy, like massive, full of weed, and he's literally just like in little plastic bags, like just bagging it up, and I'm like, oh shit, like literally, like what the hell? And then like me being me, and like literally I went back to the officers. I was like, there's someone on the train, and I was like, what? And I was like, yeah, there's someone on the train. So they're all like, come, they all surround the train. And then I was like, okay, what the fuck? Like literally everyone starts shouting, everyone starts screaming. Bearing in mind, these are community policing officers, so they're not supposed to carry weapons because obviously they're supposed to be doing community policing, and it's very inflammatory because the community will just rise up and easily just overtake the police, which I've experienced as well, like literally on a different occasion when they was trying to arrest this guy for robbery and blah blah blah. But anyway, this particular occasion, like literally this guy literally jumped out the window. Bear in mind there's no actual glass, so he just launched out the window frame, but literally just ran down the tracks as fast as he could, and I was like, shit, left all his weed there. They was like, oh, go, 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 go. Like, they was calling everyone, so everyone just starts running, he starts running through. Bearing in mind, we're by, like, corrugated housing, like shantytown kind of, like, corrugated metal housing, so, it's like running through, zigzag, zigzag. Everyone's looking, everyone's gathering around, because as soon as the police is there, like, do you know what I mean? And I was there as well, they could clearly tell that I was a foreigner, so, like, and we're all dressed out in tack gear. Like literally I always go out in tack gear. So yeah, we was running down after them, and then I was just like, what the fuck is going on? I was following Aubrey, yeah, and obviously Aubrey's a prince, yeah, so like he was like literally hot on his heels, like he's like bah, 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 bah. So I was following Aubrey, like literally finally caught him, cuffed him, like literally bruv, like literally they was fucking doing him in, bruv, like literally they done him in good. But because I was there and obviously I had a camera and that, they was like, oh, they was kind of like allowing him, like literally they was allowing him. But yeah, anyway, they take him back to the train, and they literally just pick up all the weed, yeah, in a massive brown paper bag. They don't even care about all the crumbs on the floor, and that's it. They just frog march him back in cuffs back to this police station. Oh my gosh. So anyway, they sit him down, but bear in mind it's a good like, it's a good 2 mile walk back, like literally at least 2 miles. Like it's trekked it. Well, literally, and it's hot, I'm sweating, and they're obviously like, come. Everyone's trying to get involved as we're going through. They're like shouting and shit, and they're like being like, do you know what I mean? But obviously they have that status of like the police, because they know if they do anything, then that's it, they're fucked, like literally. So anyway, we go through. Anyway. But also, sorry, they had the weed as well. So obviously, like, weed is okay, but then again, it's still Africa, so smoking is like taboo in general. So yeah, so they're still like going through with the weed in the hand, so they can see like what they've actually arrested for, and like the weed is like dropping behind, and like literally they don't give a fuck. Anyway, so they're getting back to the command station, and that's it. They just sit him down in reception, and then this is a brand new police station, no, not a brand new village. The commander comes down, and I'm just standing there like, and then they're obviously speaking in Twi, which is the local language. I don't really understand some of it, but then they switch to English like every now and again. And the bottom line is the commander was super pissed off that they'd brought this guy in to fucking stank the whole place out of weed. They was like, put him in the cell. So anyway, they literally just dragged him out, put him back in the cell, and then I was like, oh, what's going to happen to him? They said, oh, he'll go there, he'll have to go to court. What's the penalty? Oh, he's looking at 10 years. So I was just like, wow, shit, like literally. But now I look back on that, it's like, fuck, like literally 10 years of weed. And imagine, I just was like, oh, I'm going to go on this train, Had I walked past, like literally, but me and my acquisitive self, mate, I was ruthless, like literally, I was so ruthless, like. And I would sit here and tell the story while smoking a joint, like it's just nuts. But yeah, it's peak for him, like literally it's peak for him. Because it was just over weed as well. It's not even like he done anything wrong, like it was just over weed. But yeah, like there's no, but even for me, like I was just shocked. But although I had no love for weed, I was never aggressive about it, like literally, even though it was illegal, like I just wouldn't agree with it. Like I wouldn't be like, don't smoke weed, like unless it was like a personal thing and you like actually knew me, like I wouldn't vocally be like against weed, because there's so many good uses. Oh mate, I watched this documentary which literally spun my mind out. But anyway, that was sort of what kicked it off. But yeah, I was never against weed, like literally I was never against weed. But for me it was just like, but then I think back to these times and it's just like, shit, like literally, like I literally I had no love for weed, so I didn't. And that weed, I don't know what would have happened. They probably would have just taken it and sold it on, but who knows, like literally, who knows.
But yeah, that's fucked to think that he's still in jail now. And if he did get 10 years, he'd probably only just be getting out now. Like, literally. Which is pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. But bruv, that weed, like literally, mate, if we had met in different circumstances, like, whoo, we'd have been best of friends, bruv. We'd have been bagging that weed up together. I would have been in the cell with him, like, literally. But I just had a different mindset. I just had a different mindset, a completely different mindset. Like, I would never, ever, like, literally, you'd never, like, oh, man. Anyway, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I just came on to chat shit really and tell a few stories. That one story about the grinder in particular, because that grinder lived on for a good like 5 years, like literally, until it was eventually lost at a festival or a party or somewhere. But yeah. So yeah, that was something that lived on for ages, literally. Anyway, I may go live tonight. I keep saying I'm gonna go live, and then I don't end up going live, but I might go live. But out on the streets, the energies are just a bit, whoo. I don't know. It's a bit too much. A bit too much. Anyway, safe for watching. I hope you're doing well. I know everyone's going through loads of different shit and blah blah blah, and you know, but that's it. You just gotta fucking put them together. Like, literally stay human and just fucking, I don't know. I don't know. There's obviously gonna have to, something is gonna have to be done. So, so I don't want to be saying nothing, but yeah. Anyway, stay blessed, stay lean, and peace.